Hi there, and welcome to a special edition of our AT YouTube vlog. In this edition, I'm going to show you a video that Gavin recorded a few days ago. It's an interview with a lady named Pringles. A little bit of background. We met Pringles early on in our trip in Hiawassee, Georgia. She was on a shuttle ride with us there, and we got to talking, and it dawned on me that she was somebody whom I had seen in a video or two from last year. In Amanda Bess's videos, and there in Hot Springs, Pringles took Amanda Bess around town and shuttled her and trail magicked for her, and she decided that she was going to hike this year. So it has been a real pleasure for the both of us to have bumped into her off and on through almost the halfway point. We are presently in, oh boy, where are we? Waynesboro, Virginia. No. We are well past Waynesboro, Virginia, thank goodness. We spent forever there. Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. We just can't seem to get out of Waynesboro's. Trail-wise, we are 0.2 miles from the Mason-Dixon line. We got off trail a couple of days ago at the Penmar State Park after dealing with some Major League Rock issues and new boot issues, and week off from the trail, and my goodness, we're really sore issues, and holy cow, that rock's as big as a Great Dane or a small car issues. So we've taken a day or two off to convalesce and rest and regroup and try to make some plans. But I did want to share this video with you. In the video, Gavin talks with Pringles about the day-to-day struggles of trail life, and what does she do to get up and keep going every day. She's one of those that's getting up early in the day, and she walks until 7 o'clock every day, or dark, or an hour or so before dark. And she's just an inspiration to us, and she and Gavin have become really good friends. We've hiked together some, they have, and have shared an interest in Dungeons and Dragons, lots of different things like that. But they've had some really nice conversations. I shared with her a few days ago the interview that Gavin did with Broadway, and she just thought that was incredible, the way that he handled himself in front of the camera, and the frankness with which he talked about some of the different issues that he's had on the trail. And Gavin asked her the other morning before we left out of Harper's Ferry if she'd mind for him to interview and talk with her about dealing with the same things, about how do you keep going when things are just really tough out here, and you just want to pack it in and go. So with no further ado, I want to share this video with you, but I also want to tell you about her YouTube channel. Her YouTube channel is Katahdin or Bust, and I'll try to figure out on YouTube how I can link that up to this video so you can go see hers. I subscribed to her videos before we even left for the trail, and have enjoyed those, and I encourage you to check her channel out. So here's Gavin and Pringles talking about how to keep going when you don't really feel like going.
Alright, hey guys, this is, well, you know who it is, and this is my good friend Pringles.
Hello.
She is one of my best friends out here on the trail.
Such a good kid.
Thanks. And she really enjoys D&D too.
Yes, Dungeons and Dragons, only way to go. Nerds unite.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Anyway, so we are doing another interview again today, and I don't know what to talk about. What do you want to talk about?
We can talk about stuff that's hard to talk about.
Let's do that.
You know what I mean?
Let's do that.
Like, I liked your topic that you did with the other hiker who...
like hard, like which?
Kind of like getting the quits a little bit, having self-doubt, kind of unsure, like if we're able to like make the cut, you know what I'm saying? And when I watched your video with that guy, I was like, man, I have something to share, and I feel like if we can like have experiences in life and share it with people that are also seeking that information, I feel like we'll all benefit from it.
Yes, we will.
I had a quitty day.
Yeah, I have too.
It was the worst day out on trail for me, and I always, people always say don't quit on a bad day, blah blah blah. But I was in pain. I was hurting, and it ended up being like I couldn't think for myself, if you will. Like I could think for myself, but I couldn't get the solution. I couldn't find what was going to work for me because I was so inside my own head that everything was just boiling around. I'm like, why am I doing this? And I want to. I mean, and I didn't even recognize who was talking because I'm like, this is me. I've been planning for this trip for so long. Why would I ever even think to quit?
Yep.
But what happened is I leaned on a friend. My friend Broccoli Rob. He insisted on taking my bear can from me, which is 2.9 pounds. Guys, don't carry it. So I carried it for 800 miles. And 10 steps into it, after he carried it, I realized I'm just carrying too much weight. Maybe that's the problem. And that got into me. And it got into my soul, and I was like, all right. And then it kind of just brought me back to focusing on the game.
Was this before or after I met you?
This was actually about 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
So actually, when we did we decided to do the Aqua Blaze,
Yep.
so I can get off my feet and just kind of feel a little better about the feet. And it was just a fun decision because we had fun paddling around. So I was off my feet. I mentally felt better. I was around friends, and I was able to share now with you that experience. And
Yep.
it was not. I'm talking crying.
Yeah.
But I don't cry. I was just bawling my eyes out, and I think that's the mental game.
Yep.
Because that's what they say. It's like 50% mental, 50% physical. If you can physically get, like, say 500 miles, then you got it physically. But that's when the mental game comes into play. And I thought it would come sooner, but it actually came a lot later.
Yeah.
And it was kind of scary because it's uncharted. It's not. That's not in your heart. It's not in your spirit. And then you do it, you feel it, and then you reflect back on how you felt during that moment, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's not what this journey's about.
Yep. So I actually had another one of those days. I was just done. We were, I don't remember where we were, but my dad and I had just flopped down on the trail and told him I was done. I couldn't walk anymore. And he trusted me enough and loved me enough to know that if he walked on, I would get up and follow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was really mad at him when it happened. But he had stopped and waited for me about 200 yards up the trail.
Did you understand why he did it now?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. And I know that he just was trying to test me and help me.
How do you feel coming out of that?
Now or then?
Just like, I would say now, looking back at it. Then was probably too raw.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And I feel pretty good about it. I mean, I lost, you remember the stress ball I was showing you?
Yes, yeah.
I lost one of those.
The first one?
Yeah.
Does that help?
Yes,
Using that?
it
Really?
does.
Okay, cool,
It
cool.
really does. But I lost that then, so I was kind of upset about that. Well, I still am a little bit upset about that.
But you got another one.
Yeah, I do.
Ta-da.
And my brother bought this one for
even
me,
better.
so because he knew it helped me.
Man, so what kind of things do you find yourself doing that helps you snap into the mental game and take control of that?
Reading, talking, and bow drilling.
And what was it?
Bow drilling.
Bow drilling. What's that?
Basically, have you ever seen someone with like a bow and a board and a rock in their hand with their foot on the board and just doing this?
Yeah.
That is bow drilling. Basically, it's a way of making a fire by friction.
Oh. And it probably helps kind of give you focus on an actual.
It does, and it
exact
also helps you
project.
get your anger out.
Huh.
Because you
You
gotta,
got a lot of anger?
sometimes.
Yeah. I get mad at rocks and roots when I'm having a bad day.
Yeah.
And then I laugh at myself. I'm like, why am I getting mad at rocks and roots? They're
Yeah.
here. They're going to be here for the whole time. So just ignore it.
Yeah.
Those are some good mental games. How about when you're while you're hiking, if you're feeling
I listen to Critical Role.
good, Critical Role, y'all check it out.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. But I did. It was funny because I never thought I would want earphones in my ears while I'm hiking because I love the nature sounds.
Yeah.
But it changes it for me. I put music in and it kind of changes my mood a little bit. I have a hip belt full of snacks, not just snacks but treats and candies. So I call them morale boosters. So instead of just eating a Cliff Bar when I need to, I'll eat a Lifesaver, or some candy, or some Skittles.
Nice.
And it kind of stops it for a second because I'm focusing on something so simple.
Yep. No, you know you're only supposed to hike with one earbud then, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Oh yeah, but I didn't think I was gonna ever even do that. You know what I'm saying? But when I do get to wider open places, I do put two because if you're visually aware, and then when I get into a place, I pop it out. But
Yep.
we all have different.
All right, that works. Do you want to tell them about how we first met?
Sure, Hiawassee. It was kind of we were on the Budget Inn bus, right? And I think you and your dad were sitting up in front, and you were talking to one of the people I was hiking with. So I seen you there, you and your dad. And then, then I don't even know where that one was where we hiked all day, mostly where it was super hot. And he gave me a fan, y'all, a little hand fan. Woo, game changer, still use it. then, so that was, I don't even know when that was.
I don't either.
A while ago.
Yeah.
But so Hiawassee, early in the journey, I think that was like day 5, or it was the first town. Right. And here we are halfway. You gotta feel good about that.
I do.
Yeah?
I really do.
Yeah? Have some deep pride about that?
She also mistook me for a girl. Give her grief.
I wasn't
about
gonna
that
tell
in
y'all
the
that.
comments.
Well, because
No,
your beautiful hair.
I know.
Lovely
I know.
lashes. Look
Who
at this.
could resist
Isn't
this
she
hair?
beautiful? You have some good hair.
Thank you. You do too.
Yeah, well.
I'm just kidding, guys. Don't give her grief. It happens all of the time. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
I take that as a compliment.
Yeah?
Just because my hair is
You're
so
such
beautiful.
a good kid. That's good to have a good attitude like that.
Thank you.
Keep your hair.
I will. I will.
Man, so like I just feel like this right here helps a lot, being able to talk to people, and you know, 'cause sometimes people don't want to share that kind of thing. It's not the easiest thing to expose your weak points, and sometimes even if you're strong mentally, your physical game's hard, and that physical game, if you're not able to get it, can actually affect you mentally as well. Yeah. So it can turn into a double mental edged sword. But it's just a matter of like being aware. Finding things to break it up because you're not in the real world, so everything is amplified more. So if it's one bad day, that entire day could just, so you got to find ways to like just, I think we all do, just find ways to break that up, switch our attention to something different. I mean, you're gonna, the next day you're gonna be like, oh, I'm still hiking this trail, that's my journey to do that. And I know you're gonna be able to get this done. You're a strong kid, mentally and physically.
You are too, though you're not a kid.
I'm not a kid. I'm a kid at heart.
That's what matters. And it's this.
I know, I do the one. So I'm not over the top. No.
You gotta cock your head to the side. There you go.
You got some skills there too. And I mean, there's not much more to say about, I think it's all an individual thing if you're aware of it. Even other hikers too, you know, if you're able to help talk to other people, which you seem to have a gift for that. You're able to like, you need to talk about something, let's talk about this. I'll talk about it with you.
I want to be a suicide counselor.
Yeah, you were telling me about that when we were hiking.
I have attempted suicide when I was in 6th grade, but I'm better now, and I like to help people. I can listen really well, and I want to help people like that because I know what it's like, and I know what it feels like to go through, and what you do want to hear and what you don't want to hear, and what's gonna drive you deeper. And yeah,
I think you have a lot to offer the world in that department.
Thank you.
For sure. You got a good head on your shoulders, kid. For sure. You're gonna do good.
Thanks.
All over the place. I think this trail will like set that foundation for you even deeper. You know, your parents seem to be doing a pretty solid job. You can tell by the way you are, and you know, you just carry that with you and remember that every day, and you'll get there.
Yep.
Then you'll be up there and you'll be like, yes, you'll probably cry.
Yes, I
hope so.
will cry.
Imagine that.
Yep.
Just put yourself in that moment. And I always try to imagine that too. Like, I don't want to ever like put myself at the end of a journey because I want to enjoy the experiences in between. But again, on a bad day, I think of Katad.
Yep.
And I think of all the work I put into this, and one day, one rock and a crappy route isn't going to stop me.
Yep.
It'll slow me down one day, but it ain't going to stop me.
Yep.
And I don't believe that's your case as well. I think you're going to push right through anything.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you.
You bet.
It's nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you always.
Yeah. Bye.